Welcome to the Passionate Roaditor, TPR, where we stay on the road to keep you safe on the road. Speeding Toyota Probox vehicles carrying muguka and Toyota Hilux vehicles carrying miraa are a common feature on the highways of central Kenya. Despite the danger involved when these vehicles are driven at breakneck speed, the aggressive and low-braking driving style, which leads to fatal accidents, is now an entrenched part of Kenyan culture. Recently, a Probox carrying muguka crashed into a lorry, with two of its occupants perishing on the spot. This accident was captured on dashcam. TPR wishes the families of the bereaved God's peace and comfort. This video is intended solely for educative purposes, to foster safer roads. So what exactly happened? The video begins with the lorry going downhill at a section of the road that curves right. The road then bends towards the left. There's a Bodaboda rider heading in the same direction. On realizing there's a vehicle behind him, the Bodaboda rider aligns himself with the road marking on the left side. But let's rewind a bit. Note that as soon as the Probox appears on screen, you can sense that something is not right. It seems to have veered left onto the shoulder, and the driver is trying to correct the situation. It then swerves towards the center, then veers left again, as if destined to leave the tarmac, before the driver countersteers to keep it on the road. It's this right turn of the steering wheel that will prove fatal, as the car leans leftwards due to the momentum and then goes off its lane and into the oncoming lorry at high speed. This is how it happened in real time. A couple of things to note here. At the point where the Probox began swaying on its lane, TPR wonders why the driver opted not to slam on the brakes. The distance between the Probox and the lorry was sufficient to have considerably reduced the speed of the Probox to a point where it would have been easier to avoid a head-on collision. Had the driver braked, the gradient of the hill would have aided in slowing the car down. It seems the driver believed he could regain control of the car at high speed. Some have suggested that the car had a tire burst. TPR does not believe that this was the case. As the car approaches the lorry, it does not seem to be leaning heavily on one side, as would happen if it had a flat tire. The number plate of the Probox is KDC, and typically, vehicles this new seldom get tire bursts on our highways. This seems to be a case of losing control at high speed. TPR salutes the driver of the lorry who didn't expect the Probox to come to his lane. Yet, in the milliseconds it took to realize the car was heading in his direction, took evasive action by attempting to drive towards the shoulder. Being a lorry, this is the best the driver could do under the circumstances. When faced with a challenge such as this, one can apply emergency brakes and drift the car towards the shoulder of the road, or any other alternative space that avoids a head-on collision. Given the distance the lorry was when the Probox started swerving from side to side, drifting while braking to avoid a head-on collision was a viable option. This story will not be complete without pointing out how fortunate the Bodaboda rider was. The lorry overtook him, and by doing so, seems to have prevented him from being hit by the speeding Probox. The manner in which the Bodaboda rider's life was saved borders on the miraculous. TPR hopes that the police and the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, will become more strict in ensuring that the speed limit is observed, especially on the Embu-Meru Highway, in order to avoid accidents such as these. Hit the subscribe button to promote road safety content like this. Do like and share in order to spread this life-saving message. Post your feedback in the comments section or send it to the Passionate Roaditor@gmail.com.